For 87 years, one family controlled justice in South Carolina. 3 generations, lawyers, prosecutors, power. Their name was on the law firm. Their family held the district attorney's seat for nearly a century. In the courtrooms of South Carolina's Low Country, the Murdaugh name did not just carry weight, it was the law. And then, one night in June 2021, the most powerful man in that family called 911. His voice was shaking. "I've been gone," he told the dispatcher. "I just came back." He said he had found his wife and his son shot dead near the dog kennels on his property. What nobody knew that night was that the man making that call was the one who pulled the trigger. He was a lawyer. He knew exactly how a murder investigation worked. He had spent his entire career on the other side of it. And that is what made this case unlike anything America had ever seen before. Richard Alexander Murdaugh, known to everyone as Alex, was born into a legal dynasty that most people in his county had never seen challenged. His great-grandfather, his grandfather, and his father had each served as the elected solicitor, the chief prosecutor, of South Carolina's 14th Judicial Circuit. For 87 consecutive years, a Murdaugh had controlled who got charged and who walked free. Alex grew up inside that power. He attended the University of South Carolina, earned his law degree, and joined the family firm, Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Eltsroth, and Dietrich. He became a personal injury attorney, fighting for clients who had been wronged, winning settlements, building a reputation as a man who got results. He had a wife, Maggie, 2 sons, Buster and Paul, a sprawling 1,700-acre hunting estate called Moselle, boats, horses, everything a man could want. But underneath all of it, something was rotting. The first sign of serious trouble came in February 2019. Paul Murdaugh, Alex's younger son, then 19 years old, was driving a boat while drunk when it crashed near a bridge in Beaufort County, South Carolina. A 19-year-old woman named Mallory Beach was killed. Her body was not found for a week. Paul was charged with boating under the influence causing death, but locally, people were already asking questions about whether the Murdaugh family name was protecting Paul from real consequences. The family had powerful connections. The local solicitor himself had to recuse himself from the case because of personal ties to the Murdaughs. The boat crash case was still pending 2 years later when everything fell apart. June 7th, 2021, a Monday night. Alex Murdaugh told investigators he had spent the evening at the main house on their Moselle estate. He said he had taken a nap and then left to visit his elderly, ailing mother. At 10:07 p.m., he called 911. He said he had come home and found his wife Maggie and his son Paul shot dead near the dog kennels on their property. Maggie was 52 years old. She had been shot multiple times with a rifle. Paul was 22. He had been shot twice with a shotgun at close range. When law enforcement arrived at Moselle that night, they found something unusual. Friends and family members were already walking around the property. The crime scene was not properly secured. Rain was falling, and Paul's body was covered with a sheet rather than a protective tarp. For a man who had spent his life around law enforcement, Alex Murdaugh seemed remarkably calm, and his alibi seemed perfectly clean. For over a year, investigators had no solid evidence pointing directly at Alex Murdaugh. Then, something changed. Paul Murdaugh had recorded a video on his phone at the dog kennels at 8:44 p.m. on the night of the murders. In the background of that video, 3 distinct voices could be heard: Paul's, Maggie's, and a third voice that witnesses who knew Alex Murdaugh well identified immediately as his. Alex Murdaugh had told police he had not seen his wife and son in the 45 minutes before he left that evening. He had not been at the kennels, he had not been near them. The video proved every word of that was a lie. In July 2022, a grand jury indicted Alex Murdaugh on 2 counts of murder in the deaths of his wife and son. The man who had spent his career standing beside defendants in courtrooms was now the defendant himself. The trial of Alex Murdaugh began on January 25, 2023 at the Colleton County Courthouse in Walterboro, South Carolina. It was broadcast live across the nation. Netflix was watching. The world was watching. Prosecutors called 61 witnesses over 3 weeks of testimony. They built their case on motive, means, and opportunity. The motive was devastating. Prosecutors revealed that Alex Murdaugh had been secretly stealing money from his own clients and his own law firm for years. Millions of dollars. Diverted, hidden, spent. He had a crippling addiction to opioid painkillers that was draining him financially, and the boat crash lawsuit was about to expose everything. Prosecutors argued that Alex Murdaugh killed Maggie and Paul to generate sympathy, to shift attention away from his financial crimes, to buy himself time before his entire empire collapsed. In the 5th week of the trial, Alex Murdaugh made an extraordinary decision. He took the stand in his own defense. He admitted he had lied to investigators about his whereabouts that night. He admitted he had stolen millions from his firm and his clients. He admitted he had staged his own attempted murder in a bizarre insurance fraud scheme. He admitted almost everything. But he looked that jury in the eye and said he did not kill his wife. And he did not kill his son. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Guilty. 2 counts of murder. 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. Judge Clifton Newman looked at Alex Murdaugh before sentencing him and said, "It's so unfortunate, because you had such a lovely family of such friendly people, and to go from that to this. 2 consecutive life sentences, no possibility of parole." But the Murdaugh story did not end in that courtroom. After the verdict, Murdaugh's attorneys filed for a new trial, alleging that the court clerk, a woman named Becky Hill, had tampered with the jury. They claimed she had pressured jurors to convict quickly. In May 2025, Becky Hill was arrested and charged with felony misconduct in office. The case that was supposed to be closed is still open. Alex Murdaugh is still fighting from inside a prison cell. Whether he will ever get a new trial remains one of the most debated legal questions in America right now. Alex Murdaugh spent his entire life inside a system he believed he could control. He watched defendants crumble under cross-examination. He knew every move investigators made. He understood the law better than almost anyone in that courtroom. Because the one thing he could not control was a 22-year-old boy's phone recording a video 9 minutes before he died. If this case made you think differently about the justice system, about power, about the people we trust, that is exactly what Justice Files is here for. Subscribe so you never miss a case. And drop a comment below. Do you think Alex Murdaugh deserves a new trial? Or did justice finally catch up with a man who thought he was above it? I will see you in the next file.